Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I wanted to go over my wish list for Season 28. One thing that I'd like to say is that this is probably going to be the last full season that we get before the launch of Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is expected to drop sometime between April and June of next year. As of the date that I'm filming this, we don't have any PTR news or Season 28 news or any idea when Season 27 is going to end. Lately, most seasons have been about 4 months long, and I'm estimating that Season 27 is probably going to come to a close sometime late December or maybe early January. Adding another 4 months there is going to put us pretty close to the launch date of Diablo 4. So I'm really hoping that with their last season of Diablo 3, before we move on to Diablo 4, they can really do something great. One thing that I'd really like to see is to hold on to some of the Angelic Crucible powers. I think that the item itself has to go. However, I think that some of the more iconic powers could be put onto useless legendary items and kind of added as their secondary affix. I can't imagine going back and playing a Crusader without that Fist of the Heavens ability. I've had such a blast with that build this season. I'd also like to see the 10 magic missiles ability for the wizard stick around in some capacity. I feel like we didn't get to see people using that too often this season because of all the hype surrounding the Tal Rasha meteor build. I definitely don't think that all the Angelic Crucible powers can stick around and just be placed onto items. However, it would be nice to see some of these useless legendaries reworked by adding these as secondary abilities. In the spirit of competition, I would really like to see something done with Paragon levels next season. The leaderboards are absolutely dominated by people who have massive Paragon levels. It's pretty well known that a lot of the people at the top of the leaderboards with these huge Paragon levels are either botting or account sharing. I'm not saying that they're all cheating, but players would certainly be less incentivized to cheat if there was some kind of better rebalancing done with Paragon levels. Even if they just did it as a seasonal theme, I'd be okay with that. Like if part of the Season 28 seasonal theme was just to limit Paragon levels to 3,000 or 3,500, that would be okay. At least that way there would be a lot more opportunity for people who aren't botting or account sharing or simply just don't have all day to play. In general, Paragons absolutely need to be reworked in Diablo 3, and I suppose it's better late than never. Now the next thing I'd like to see is kind of a quality of life change, but I'm not understanding why when we kill a Rift Guardian we are getting spread loot instead of stacked loot. You'll notice that if you're the creator of a game or if you're playing on single player, every time you kill a Rift Guardian the gear is spread out all over the place. If you're in a group and you did not create the game, the gear when it drops will actually stack up and you can just keep clicking in the same spot to pick up all of the drops. This is just a nice quality of life change and I really don't know why it hasn't been implemented after all this time. So next up, I'd really like for us to be able to instantly close Nephilim rifts. I understand that maybe in group play if they want to keep them so that other players who are just catching up to the Rift Guardian have time to get their loot, but when it comes to single player games, when I talk to Auric at the end, I'm ready for it to close. Considering how much key farming we do in this game, it would really be convenient if I didn't have to wait an additional 30 seconds every single time I ran one of these rifts. On a key farming character, running a rift probably only takes about 1.5 to 2 minutes, and so 30 additional seconds tacked on every single time actually adds up to be quite a substantial amount of time wasted. Okay, for the next one, I would really like to see Rift Guardians spawning on top of us moving forward. Everybody has had that greater rift when you are trying to push and go for a new personal best and the Rift Guardian spawns multiple rooms away from you. Sometimes this is so bad it can take you up to 45 seconds to even get to the Rift Guardian. Even if it only adds up to just being 10 seconds or 5 seconds until you get to that Rift Guardian, your push still just got that much worse. 5 to 10 seconds could absolutely be a deal breaker when you're trying to push for a new personal best. There's already a delay when the Rift Guardian spawns. There's a period of time where we can't hit the Rift Guardian and they can't interact with us. They're just loading in and we can see them there. This means that having the Rift Guardian spawn on top of us is not a big deal at all. We'll still have a few seconds to prepare before the combat actually begins. Next up, and I think this is pretty long overdue, it would be nice to see the Torment levels rebalanced. I don't want to see Torment 17, 18, 19, 20 because we already have 20 total difficulties between normal to master and then Torment 1 through 16. I think that the difficulty just needs to spike a little bit more from one Torment level to the next so that by the time we're getting to T16, it's actually maybe more so equivalent to like a GR 100. Right now, Torment 16 is equal to a GR 75. Several years ago, a GR 75 might have been a little difficult, but these days it's an absolute joke for just about any build. It would be nice to see this done and maybe actually increase the amount of experience that we get when we're running Torment 16. We could also increase the number of keys that drop off off of the Niflheim Guardian. Adjustments could be made to make it a little more rewarding to play Torment 16, but also at the same time a little bit more difficult. Next up is that it would be nice to see the mid-season buffs return again. I'm not sure if Blizzard is just running way behind in Season 27, but it kind of seems like we're not getting a mid-season buff. There's several different things that Blizzard can do for this. We could either get double GR keys, double bounty bags, or maybe even double the chance to roll an Aura Extreme. Having something added to reward the players who are sticking around for more than just the first few weeks of the season is always a nice addition. And my final hope for Season 28 is for us to have another incredible season theme. The Angelic Crucibles were such a great addition to this game. Season 27 has been my favorite season of all time. I'm really not sure how Diablo 3 is going to hold up once Diablo 4 launches, and so it would really be nice to have this absolute all-out seasonal theme for the very last season leading up to Diablo 4. Personally, I'm not exactly sure what they could do for it, but the last few seasons have felt pretty good, and I'm hoping that they can top themselves once again, just like they did in Season 27. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this one. As soon as we get some news about Season 28, I'll be sure to get up some content and get some new build guides going as soon as possible. But as always, I genuinely appreciate you for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.